الرحمن الرحيم من نفسي ومن الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو حي لا يموت وهو على كل شيء قدير وإليه المصير. ونصلي ونسلم على خير أمة المتقين وحبيب رب العالمين النور المبين سيدنا ومولانا ونبينا وحبيبنا محمد بن عبد الله بن عبد المطلب. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم، وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وقل ربي زدني علما. And last week or the week before we were talking about the creation of Adam, and we have mentioned that Adam has two different states or status. He is the only human. Allah has created him in the form of Ahsan Taqweem, as has been mentioned in Surah التين والزيتون والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم. We have created the human in the best of the best, or the best form. I didn't say shape, best form including the shape, like the physical design, psychological design, emotional design, mental design, all aspects. This is the best of the best, Ahsan Taqweem. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has moved him from that state, the state of Ahsan Taqweem, the best of the best, and he descended him down to the earth. And he said in the same terminology, descend, ihbita minha, you get down. When he said so, subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the Quran, you have to remember one thing, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, at the time before he infused the spirit in Adam, he were talking to the angels, and he is instructing them, informing them, إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ Khalifa. I am putting on earth, in earth, a Khalifa, a viceroy. That is the main purpose why Allah has created Adam, and the main job for him is to be a Khalifa. In that model, when Allah has created him and infused the spirit in him, that was in a very special place on earth. And this is the Jannah, or the paradise, where Adam spent sometimes, him and his wife, alayhima as-salam, they spend sometimes there. And when they are spending some time there, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said to him, everything in this Jannah or this paradise are permissible. You can eat from whatever you want. Just go anywhere and talk and eat. And he has mentioned that to Adam and to his wife, not just to Adam. and he has prohibited them not to eat from this tree. There are two stages here before eating from the tree. How many years, how many days, how many millennium, we are not sure how many, what is the period of the time they spend, he and his wife, in this Jannah. But it is a considerable amount of time. Some of the scholars guessing or saying it is 40 years, and some of them said Allahu Ta'ala A'lam, it is very long period. When they are in that Jannah, this is a state of Ahsan Taqweem, the best of the best, or the best form. We have to consider two different states, and Allah is talking about two different states of Adam in two different ways. Allah in the Quran said Bashar. Bashar has this Bashra. Bashra means it's those who have a skin like us, right? And he said Insan, or the ins, human. So we cannot translate. We can,
Okay, you can sit here.
we cannot translate. Don't disturb me, please. I am not reading from a book. And I have a memory problem. Inshallah, I don't have a memory problem. From tonight onward, I will not suffer from my memory. In that state, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's describing this era or this period that He is Bashar. But once He infused the Spirit in him, He converted him from being just a Bashar, he will become a Bashar and Insan, a human. In this state, the state of the Jannah, we have something new. Before Allah has infused the Spirit in Adam, before Allah infused the Spirit of Adam, he is just a Bashar. After He infused the Spirit in him, he been converted to a human, Insan. Right? But it is not a replacement of his Bashariya, being a Bashar. It is an added value. So, Adam, in that state, he is a Bashar, or he was a Bashar, and embodied inside this the humanity. So what makes us humans is this blow. This spirit has been infused in us. So there is two states embodied in each other. The domination or the control of being a Bashar, and this, after infusion of the spirit in Adam, it is embodied inside. He became a Bashar, embodied in him or hidden in him the humanity, or as a human. And we have given that example before about the milk and butter. You have milk and you are aware and you 100% sure it has butter inside. When you shake this milk, it converted to a butter. Where is the milk? Is embodied in the... So the Bashariya, or being a Bashar, this is when is the milk is dominating the scene, and The humanity or being an insan, a human, it is embodied inside, like the butter inside the milk, hidden inside the milk. When you shake the milk for some time, so this human will come outside, which is the butter, and the milk is still embodied inside. So it is like changing position, but they are embodied in each other in two different stages. The Bashar is the appearance or the main feature, and the humanity is embodied inside. After he eats from the tree, it became converted. The humanity appears outside, and the Bashariya is embodied inside. Is it difficult so far? Alhamdulillah. So Adam has two different states. He is the only human. Now I will start to talk. When I said Adam, I will start to take as human now, because when he is us now, we are humans. We have these humans, but this Bashariya is embodied inside us. I will explain about this one more, but I wanted you to understand this. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned Adam and said, don't approach, he didn't say don't eat from the tree, he said don't approach the tree. And he has given him only two advices, or we can say two main basic Sharia at this Jannah. Number one, because Sharia is do, not to do, right? He said not to do, don't eat from this tree. This is a Sharia. And be careful that Iblis, who refused to prostrate you with the angels and the rest of the creation, he refused, he is your enemy. So now there is two bases of the Sharia. You implement the instructions or the orders of Allah not to eat from this tree. This is part of the Sharia Adam has. And number two, take the Shaytan or Iblis and his family, his tribe, are your enemies. So these two basics, Adam have them, while he is still a Bashar, and this humanity is embodied inside. The question is, Ya Sheikh, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this tree only one tree inside this whole Jannah, whole paradise? He can walk in, jump, go here and there, eat from any tree, and have the sea views and have everything. Right? And he put him only, he asked them, there's hundreds of thousands or millions of the trees, it's all yours. You have the free. You have a complete freedom to walk, do nothing but enjoy yourself, except this tree. Why Allah has done this? The system Allah has laid down since He created the whole existence is based on cause and effect. He has created everything. He is the one who initiated all the causes. As example, the sun is rising in early in the morning after the Fajr and sunset at Maghrib time. This system is always there until the Day of Judgment. Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning this in the beginning of Surah Al-Baqarah, verse from 30 to 37, إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. He is saying the cause of creating Adam and infusing the spirit in him, because I wanted him to be a Khalifa. The one is representing my ethics, my qualities, my akhlaq. It means the Adam, and he said in earth. It means the Adam has been created just for this job. So being living in this Jannah, which we call it now as per the Surah Al-Tin al-Zaytun, أحسن تقويم, the best form and shape. Why it is the best form and shape? Because he said, إن لك فيها ألا تجوع ولا تعرى. You don't need to, you will not suffer from hunger and you will not suffer from having clothes. Right? And I will explain this one. وأنك لا تظمأ فيها ولا تضحى. You will never feel thirsty. ولا تضحى, you mean you will never hit by the sun. This is the interpretation, hit by the sun. But it has more meanings than that. So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has designed Adam not to stay in this paradise in the form, the best shape, or the أحسن تقويم. He designed him to come on earth. So, أحسن تقويم, or the best form, Allah has created Adam, or his beginning as the best form. But his job, he's getting perfected when he is getting down to do his job. The perfection is to do or to be a Khalifa. And to be a Khalifa, you have to have humans around you. Or you get down to mingle with other Bashar. I didn't say humans. Other Bashar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, إِنَّ اللَّهَ اصْطَفَى آدَمَ ونوحا وآل إبراهيم وآل عمران على العالمين. Allah اصطفى Adam means Allah has selected Adam from among what? Same people, same creation, same race. Right? And he selected Adam from among these Bashar and infused that spirit in him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us this below, it carries what? Carries the akhlaq of Allah, the qualities of Allah. وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا. He taught Adam all the names. That blow carries Allah's name. والله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون هو الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى. This blow carries, embodied in it, has been printed inside Adam all the names of Allah and all the names of everything. Complete or full set of knowledge. On top of them, the names of Allah. Right? This is the blow. This is what converted Adam from the state of being Bashar to the state being human, Insan. At the state of the Bashar is dominating and control, which this Ahsan Taqweem, the best form, before eating from the tree. We will explain what is the meaning of the tree now, but I'd like to this introduction to make you open the venues of more understanding. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has explained this Ahsan Taqweem in the Quran, and bear in mind, after the eating from the tree, they started to discover that they have bodies and they have to cover themselves and they feel ashamed and they're trying to hide behind the trees or the leaves of the trees. Right? What was the state before? The state before, when you have your Bashariya is dominating and control, this Bashariya is explained in a different ways, but I will try to make it as simple as possible. This Bashariya is the pure fitra, pure or primordial, original natural disposition. Now you have to hear a new definition of what is fitra. Al-fitra is, you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He is the one to worship, and you know that Allah is your Lord. تعرف تعرف الله سبحانه وتعالى بألوهيته وربوبيته وقيوميته وتوليه وأحديته. If you know that Allah is the source of everything, and He is the one to worship, is the one to prostrate, is the one to prostrate to, is the one to make your attention completely is directing to Him. You don't see anything else except Allah. This is the pure fitrah. He was alayhi salam on that state, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala embodied in him his characteristics imprinted in the heart of Adam. When he has these characteristics imprinted in him, he carries the fitrah, which knowing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala naturally, without any mediation, without any medium inside, without any messengers or anything. This is imprinted in directly from the Bashar to Allah. You don't need anyone to teach you that. It is imprinted in there. This is the system. And listen carefully. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in any verse in the Quran, when He is talking about the Bashar, He's talking about the Bashar in a very high level. Listen, you remember when Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam came to Sayyida Maryam alayhi salamullah, when she were in her seclusion, and what Allah said, فَتَمَثَّلَ لَهَا بَشَرًا سَوِيًّا. He has been came in a form of being Bashar, and He added this word Sawiya. This word Sawiya explains a lot. This word Sawiya, it represents the fitra, the natural disposition, or the primordial mood of being a Bashar, which is completely directly connected to Allah. And what she said to him, أعوذ بالرحمن منك إن كنت تقيا. She's responding to the say. That means Sayyidina Jibreel came in a form of a Bashar. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to talk about with the kuffar and mushrikeen of Mecca, and he said, هل كنت إلا بشرا رسولا. He said, he never said هل كنت إلا human رسول, إنسان. He didn't talk about insan. All messengers and prophets, when being presented to their people, they came in the Bashar form. They came to their people in the Ahsan Taqweem. Bashariya means the Ahsan Taqweem. What does it mean? It means they have no nafs, they have no personal desires, they don't have personal wishes, they don't see themselves or they are existed. They see Allah even inside them. Which we will say it in a different thing. At the model of Adam in this Jannah, before he ate from the tree, he was in the Ahsan Taqweem, which is the Bashariya is dominating, and embodied inside it's the humanity, carrying all Allah's qualities. This state called Ahsan Taqweem, or the best form, what does the Quran, what is the explanation of the Quran, or Allah, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained that in the whole Quran? He's talking about Ar-Ruh, which is the special, we have talked about Ar-Ruh before. It is a very special edition of revelations directly from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is embodied, just this Ar-Ruh, it is the revelations or the systems Allah has implanted in us, which has all kind of knowledge, all kind of directions, all kind of means and way have to be connected to Allah, all kind of systems inside you and outside you, how to deal with the systems or to connect the systems internally and externally. This is a ruh, and we have explained that one before in different occasions. Otherwise, go to the lecture talking about ruh. When we explained the verse when the Jews asked the mushrikeen, go and ask Muhammad about three things. One of them, ask him about ruh, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنُ الرُّوحِ قُلُ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْنِ رَبِّي. And we have explained what is عالم الأمر and what is a special edition of from عالم الأمر called الروح من أمر ربي. If you forgot, please go and review that. Otherwise, we will spend the whole lecture talking about this. So, in the system of Ahsan Taqweem, being a Bashar, embodied inside you the humanity, and this humanity carried what? Ar-Ruh. Or there's a special edition or a special system Allah has implanted in us. If the topic is getting difficult, I will stop. Is it getting difficult?
No.
So far, I did not come to the point when they ate from the tree. I have just touched it. When they ate from the tree, they started to discover that they have bodies. These bodies, where was it? It was hidden inside the spiritual mood, the spirituality which we were represented by Nur, not least light, Nur Ilahi. Allahu Nuru Samawati wal Ard. That was portion from that Nur. Right? And that Nur was very high frequency, very high level of vibrations. It covers this materialistic body. So they are living in Ahsan Taqweem when the spirituality and the Nur is taking over us or over him alayhi salam. He and his wife both. They were spirits, bodies engulfed inside them, moving, and they are communicating. They don't see bodies of each other. So eating from the tree has done this job. It converted, instead of Bashariya or the spirituality or the Nur is in domination and control, and the materialistic body is embodied inside, it converted the thing. The body appeared, and this Bashariya or this spirituality or this Nur became inside the body in the heart. Is so far this is clear, because I am moving to the more deep water, more difficult area now. Understanding what is the tree, you have to understand two things. We have explained one, the difference between al-bashariyya or al-insaniyya, difference between being a bashar and being a human, right? And at this Jannah, the domination and control was on the spiritual or the nur level, which is the bashariyya. And the physical body was embodied inside. And al-insaniyya was embodied, but in our status now as humans living on this earth, we are not all of us. We are a state of physical body, the spiritual state or the nur is embodied inside us. When they have eaten from the tree, there is an event was just before that. Iblis, the Shaytan, came to Adam and his wife and said the following, and this is verse number 20 in Surah Al-A'raf. ما نهاكما ربكما عن هذه الشجرة إلا أن تكونا ملكين أو تكونا من الخالدين. Allah didn't prohibit you to eat from this tree because He doesn't want you to be angels and to be eternal. Shaitan is clever. He's talking to Adam because he is living in this Jannah. He doesn't need to sleep. He doesn't have this fatigue and tiredness. He doesn't have to eat because he doesn't feel hunger. He doesn't feel thirsty. He doesn't feel he need cloth because he's already his cloth is the nur itself. So this is permanent stuff. So he doesn't need all of this hassle here on earth we are suffering from now. You suffer from hunger, you suffer from thirst, you suffer from pain, stomach pain, you suffer from all kind of what you know now. In this Jannah, he doesn't have all of these issues. So definitely he wanted to stay as long as possible, right? And in this Jannah, he doesn't have this cycle of fatigue, sleep, fresh, fatigue, sleep, fresh, this cycle we are suffering from now, right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ. We have created he didn't say the Bashar. We have created Insan, the human, in suffering. Always, from the day you started get out of the womb of your mother, when your lung opens to have the fresh air, this is a very painful exercise, by the way. Then he screams, start to cry. First thing. Right? So, in this mood of ahsan taqweem, no one wants to leave it because, and at the same time, you don't need to do anything. There is no prayers, there is no hajj, there is no umrah, there is no zakat, there is nothing, there is no taklif. I got a point here I'd like to highlight. If you think that the main job of Adam is to be a Khalifa, what is the aim? You are a Khalifa, implementing your job as a Khalifa here. What is the end of this? What is the aim of that? The aim is to return back to the same ahsan taqweem, the best form. When you come back to ahsan taqweem while you're still living here, we didn't say you die to come to this. Otherwise, what is the point? When you come, if you come to the level of ahsan taqweem, you'll go to Jannah directly. There is no day of judgment for you. There is no counting. There is no sirat. There is nothing. You will go there directly. And this is what Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam يدخل الجنة من أمتي 70,000 قبل أن ينصب الصراط. there will be getting into the Jannah 70,000 people before they put the sirat, before they ignite the fire, before all of this. And Sayyidina Umar said, but 70,000 is very little, Ya Rasulullah. I said, with each one of them, 70,000. If you calculated with normal calculator, 4.9 billion people. And this is a considerable number. Inshallah, all of us will be one of these. Before igniting, before you get out of your grave, directly to your Jannah, to your place. There is no fight, there is no counting, there is no fire, there is no sirat, there is nothing. They said, صفهم لنا يا رسول الله. Describe them to us يا رسول الله. He said, الذين لا يكتوون ولا يسترقون وعلى ربهم يتوكلون. Explaining this hadith itself, it will consume another 10-15 minutes, but I will try. Might be some of us will be this. الذين لا يكتوون. Those at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, normal medication is to have some medicine, some herbs and stuff, some special food for treating you out of the sickness. Sometimes the sickness it comes, you have to be by fire. They put this knife or this metal stuff until it became from fire very much red or even yellow, and they touch it, this one, and stop. And he said, آخر علاج أمتي الكي. I don't like to be my ummah to be treated with this fire, touching by fire. So he said, even if your treatment comes to that level, you have to be touched by fire, ironing you. And you said, no, I don't want this one. I will be following Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is one of the features of these people. ولا يسترقون. You know the ruqya? When someone is sick or being subjected to hasad or subjected to black magic or subjected to this or that, and so, because I'm talking now about the majority of people, this lady has an eye. It's always making envy to others. This man, whenever I see him, I feel I have a bad feeling about him, and he has an eye. And keep also when I see someone, قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب. قل أعوذ برب الفلق. He keep saying they or she. This is normally the women and men doing this one. This is always in fear of hasad, always in fear of this one, and always have ruqya. These people don't care about this. They are all focusing with Allah. Allah is there, He's taking care of me. And Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhuma was visiting Sham. He's going to the Sham, Syria, this time. And it was the time of before Hajj, and the Hajj travelers, they are coming from Sham going to Mecca. And he found the people are on top of the trees and in the top of hills. And he said, what's wrong? Why you're not continuing? He said, down there is a lion, big lion, prohibiting us not to continue our trip. And he said, show me. He said, you go there. No one is ready to walk with him to go to the lion. He said, okay. He walked to the lion, and the lion sees Abdullah ibn Umar. He just sat down in the front of him like this, like a bad student at the front of the principal. How dare you stop the people from going pilgrimage or Hajj to Allah? Are you stopping the people from doing Hajj? He said, get inside the wood and never do this again. He stand up and walk inside the wood and disappear. And he came back to the people and he said, how come you did this one? He said, نحن قوم خفنا من الله وحده فأخاف منا من دونه كل شيء. We are the people. This is the student, direct student of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Abdullah ibn Umar is a student to Imam Ali too. This is, people don't mention that, right? He said, we are a people or a kind of people feared only Allah. Accordingly, Allah made everything us fear us. And if Abdullah ibn Umar with these qualities is not from the people who go before the accounting, before the Sirat and this stuff, who else? Me? You? Allahu Alam. So those people are going to this Jannah before an yunsab as-sirat. These are the kind of people, they will be resurrected from their graves directly to the Jannah. These are the people is fully in Bashariya mode, Bashar mode. They have been the salient feature of them, dominating factor of them, that their spirituality, their nur, their Bashariya is in control and domination. And humanity has to deal with this earthly stuff. And this has been given example in the Sharia and Islam. If your little child passed away, he will go directly to the Jannah because he doesn't have this taklif. So taklif means do, not to do. Before adolescence is something, after adolescence is, because before adolescence Bashar, after adolescence human. Or Bashar embodied in him humanity, after adolescence he is a human embodied in him the Bashari. And what Iblis have said to Sayyidina Adam and Sayyida Hawa alayhim salam, Allah do not want you to eat from this tree because He don't want you to be an angel or to be eternal. He's kidding them. That was the trick. Meaning, if you eat from this tree, you will be an angel and you'll be eternal, because he is living the era of light and angels made out of light. And he himself, he could see, he could feel and deal on the basis of he is light and his wife is light, because they don't see the physical bodies. It was hidden there. Allah has mentioned in the Quran the word Bashar 37 times. All of them in the praising mood. But he mentioned the word human, Insan or Ins, in singular or in plural, all together. About 65 times. And he mentioned the Shaytan in singular or plural, 88 times, singular and plural. And he mentioned the Shaytan singular or plural 88 times. But at the same time, when he's talking about Bashar, he didn't mention this business of Shaytan at all. I'm just giving you this statistical point of view because you have studied some statistics, studied some mathematics and physics and stuff that will help you to refresh your mind and your heart. Now, what is this tree? This is the question to answer. He is waiting for that since last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. When you are embodied as a Bashar and the humanity is inside, what this humanity carries, it is because you became a human because of this blow. You are agree with that concept? Because of the blow of Allah inside Adam, He converted him from being just a Bashar, he became A Bashar, but embodied inside him a human. He became Insan. Right? The word Insan is the one who carries Allah's qualities. But ya Hajjah, Allah's qualities has some of these qualities cannot be functioned by insan. You cannot function some of these qualities. As example, Allah have said in the Hadith Qudsi, Al-Kibriya'u ridai wal-'azamatu izari man naza'ani fihima qasamtuhu fi an-nar wala ubali. Al-Kibriya, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his name is Al-Kabir al-Muta'al. One of his name, Al-Azim, the great. You are prohibited to have or to function these qualities in you. It is imprinted in you. Yes, it is in the blood, has been imprinted in you. Allah prohibited you to action these qualities inside you. Being great or the arrogant or the greater one or the tyranny or this, all these big qualities has been prohibited for you, ya insan, as a human to function them or to action them. And he said in other verses, النار بئس مثوى المتكبرين. The worst spot in the fire for those who have this arrogancy or tyranny. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said a very remarkable hadith. يحشر الجبارون والمتكبرون يوم القيامة كأمثال الذر. Those who have arrogance or have tyranny, they will be resurrected, and at the day of Hash be resurrected and compacted together as the particles of dust. You remember when you have this beam of light comes from your window and you look, you find that something is just hanging on the air, very small particles. They are these ones. It is, you don't care about it actually. Has no value. And he said, يحشر الجبارون والمتكبرون يوم القيامة كأمثال الذر. I will resurrect these kind of people like these particles of dust floating on the air. تطأهم الأقدام. They will be, when the people are moving in big flocks, groups, moving, they will step on them. You are in this dunya, in this life, stepping on the heads and shoulders and necks of others. You will be treated the same, but in a very humiliating way, very disgusting way. You will be all the people, not one. You have done this one with one or two or few, but the whole people, you will be put under the feet. Everyone will step on you on the day of judgment. This is just the beginning of their torment. يحشر الجبارون والمتكبرون يوم القيامة كأمثال الذر تطأهم الأقدام تعلوهم نار الأنيار. Above them the fire of the fire. You know what is the fire of the fire? The source of all heat. The source will ignite the entire Jahannam, the entire fire. You can imagine it's like millions of degrees Celsius. تعلوهم نار الأنيار يأكلون من عصارة أهل النار. When the bodies is melted and this this is their food. Very humiliating. And these 2 or 3 qualities from Allah: Al-Kabir, Al-Muta'al, Al-Azim, Al-Muntaqim, Al-Jabbar. These qualities, it is embodied in you. And when you see someone is behaving with ego and arrogance and disdain the people and just talking like from upstage to the people, first thing it came to your mind, this man or this woman has nafs. Because this qualities is prohibited on humans. And Allah has prohibited these qualities for every messenger came to earth. Do you know what is the real problem of the humans? Because it's something embodied in us. Hubbul ulu, love of being above others. Love of being above others. This love of being above others, or hubbul ulu, the worst kind of being above others is being above others by the deen. حب العلو بالدين. Being a sheikh, being having this big turban and sitting down, this is halal, this is haram, do this, not to do this one, is like feeling he's like a god. Because these names or qualities of Allah is embodied of us, some of people feel enjoyment of functioning and actioning them. Don't tell me you never meet a tyrant or an arrogant or admiration for some people. They are available everywhere. You meeting them every day, anywhere. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has descended the Sharia. And this is what Allah said to Adam: don't get closer to this, because when you eat from this tree, the function of the nafs will take over. And you will see that you eat one bite from this tree, it is implanted inside you, and you could see these branches and leaves and trunk of a big tree or trees comes out of you. You will see it completely. And the main tree which all of us suffers from are the tree of passions. Those who said it is the tree of knowledge, Adam knows he has the knowledge. And he knows that he has the knowledge. And he could see that he has beaten the angels in this debate. So it is not the tree of knowledge, it is already there. It is the tree of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the qualities. And this tree, it's not just a tree, or a big tree has branches. Some of these branches has to be trimmed, which is this kind of this tree, of these names or these qualities has to be trimmed. And it is coming, he could see this, the tree of passions is coming bigger and bigger, and he could see that one. And he felt ashamed that he found himself, he realized after have this bite from this tree that he is in a competition with Allah. You are Azim, I feel I am Azim too. You are Mutakabbir, I am too. What is this? He feels ashamed from Allah, because he knows who is Allah. And he would like to hide. But the Old Testament and the Jews saying, yeah, he seen his organs and his wife organs. They are just sexually minded people. How come I feel this arrogance? How come I feel I am great? No, I should not. And he's trying to hide from him, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, now you see the truth. Now you need to get down and to practice Khilafah. All the Khilafah is you are treating this tree and trimming it. And all kind of Sharia comes, like the Salah, you put the best of you on the dust, on the floor. And you ask me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قُلْ مَا يَعْبَأُ بِكُمْ رَبِّي لَوْلَا دُعَاؤُكُمْ. Allah will never care about you, will just look at you if you are not making dua. Meaning that you are weak and He is strong. You are poor, He is rich. You are the opposite of Him. You are down, He is up. You are abd and He is Rabb. If you succeeded in this, slowly you are traveling back to your original state of your father Adam in the Jannah, to ahsan taqweem. Or your Bashariya will be in control. You'll be in the domination and control. So this, when he started to see big shock, I have all of this quality. I feel I am great. I love to be on top of others. Iblis has deceived me. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always having a cause to cause something else. He caused Adam through Iblis to eat from the tree, to get down to start his job. He and his offspring until the day of judgment. Your job, applying the Sharia that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came with, keep trimming and burning this tree of passions. Don't think ever you are the best. Don't think ever that you are on top of humanity, because love being on top of others, this is from this. I can't see it is a satanic. It is a satanic irrigating that branch of the tree inside you. And Allah has given the example, top example for those to be on top of others by the Pharaoh, Pharaoh. Until he said, Pharaoh Musa, أنا ربكم الأعلى. I am your highest Lord. And he's talking to Haman and he's don't you see that these rivers are running under my feet? I am the one who feed the entire people. I am the one who protected them. I am the one. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have sent him Sayyidina Musa and his brother Sayyidina Harun, اذهبا إلى فرعون فقولا له قولا لينا. Go, both of you, talk to the Pharaoh and talk to him nicely and kindly. He might come back. Allah don't want to send people to the fire. Even the Pharaoh have sent him a messenger. Two, a messenger and prophet, his brother. Allah wanted to save the Pharaoh. You are not the Lord. Just trim. I am sending 2 doctors to you to treat you, to trim or to eradicate this branch of the tree. You are not Al-A'la, you are not the Ar-Rab, you are nothing, you're just a human going to the toilet, to similar to the rest. There is other stuff to talk about this tree, but time is running quickly. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله تعالى لي ولكم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك من كل ذنب ونتوب إليك. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم، وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.